Had that copied and ready indeed. Had that copied and ready indeed. All right, we continue.
So I can pop a willy and walk it too. Oh yeah, the flame with the nappy fro now. Yeah, in the ends, I'ma kick your dough down. Oh yeah, wicked wildin' out the mo now. Oh yeah, with that 300 when I pull up on you.
Ooh, man, it's just slick as hell. Okay, I have my gripes with this song, 100%, and I'll fucking hell, crazy transition into Sum 41 there. Now, gripes with this song. The mixing is kind of shit, okay? Everything is way out of whack. These drums are way too loud. Travis's vocals feel like they're being like... It sounds like the microphone is inside his mouth. That is how fucking out of balance his vocals are there. But the instrumental goes so fucking hard. The switch-ups are great. I think that it starts off with kind of like this fun 90s boom bap thing with kind of more high-end sounding drums instead of like the more bass-heavy, attack-heavy drums that you'd be used to on actual like 90s boom bap albums. And then it switches into like this trap thing in the back half, and it is so fucking fun. Both of the beats are incredibly tasteful. The production, mixing aside, is absolutely gorgeous. It's able to be so creepy. It's able to be kind of twisted, almost having like a fucked up sense of humor to just how ridiculous this instrumental sounds, feeling like it's bordering on like having some horrorcore influences whilst not going fully down that route, in my opinion. That was very fun. That was a very fun song. And there's a little bit of mental debate going on in my mind right now as to whether I'd put it in pretty alright or good shit, but honestly, comparing it to that Motorhead song, I think it would belong up in good shit. That song was very fun. Found myself really enjoying it for the most part. And despite how, much I have my issues with the song, I'd say the good way outweighs the bad. And I'd see myself coming back to this, and it has me actually interested to check out this project if, the beat switches and Travis Scott's charisma is going to be as high as that on the rest of the project. Metallica Worship up next. It's really good. We will see about that. We got The Bitter End by Sum 41. Metallica Worship indeed, wow. Literally sounds like 4/4 Master of Puppets, oh my god. It's all the vocals that are the problem here for me. I'm not too averse to this being like a Metallica ripoff track, because I know Sum 41 have massive Metallica influence. I think that this instrumental is actually solid, and it's doing this instrumental like pretty tastefully as well. Like, yeah, it feels very much like a Master of Puppets era track, like the title track or Battery or something like that. The solo felt very Battery, and then the intro of the track felt like a 4/4 version of the main riff on Master of Puppets. These vocals are pretty shit, though. I really, really hate just how much... I don't know, how much of, like... I describe it as, like, the pop-punk growl. Like, when a pop-punk vocalist kind of goes into this very phlegmy sound. Like, it sounds like they've got about as much saliva in their throat as they could possibly get, and the vocals just sound wet as fuck. I really don't like that vocal style when it comes to pop-punk stuff, and it is... it's being delivered in spades here.
Let's try and keep spinning closer to the bitter edge. Well, who will greet you when you're at the bitter edge?
Like, the instrumental's decent though, so. There's a possibility for a part 2 though. Will they have fun recording this? Yeah. Like, it's very evident that they're just like not taking this too seriously, just having some goofy fun with it. So I can't complain too much. It is very likable, even if I don't enjoy a lot of aspects of this one. Like, the attitude is right, in my opinion. I think that them just doing this thing that's, you know, as goofy as it is, it's very evident that they are just having some dumb fun, so I can't complain about it too much. My main problem is that these vocals are just doing like the pop punk growly thing where you get about, like, as much saliva in your throat as possible, and it makes your vocals just sound as wet as possible. It irks me a little bit. It bugs me, rubs me the wrong way. I just don't like that vocal style when it comes to pop punk adjacent stuff. And they're obviously doing more of a metal thing here. They're making a thrash track. It's a pop punk band making a thrash track. And I think that they execute thrash well. It's derivative of Metallica, but it feels more so like a tribute and an homage, however the fuck you say that word. More so than it does just blatant ripping off. It feels like them sending a love letter to Metallica more so than it is, hey, we're just going to do that, you know? So for that reason, I appreciate it. I shouldn't really let the vocals be as big of a factor in my feelings on the song as they are, but they are a pretty decent factor. It takes something that would go into pretty alright and brings it down to me being mixed on it. I think that the vocal performance really does, like, screw over the entire rest of this track. It's just so unflattering, and it just left a very sour taste in my mouth coming out of this song, and that was kind of the big thing that I remember, as opposed to all of the good shit that should be the thing I remember, you know? Alright, up next we have To The End by Blurs. Off of Parklife, I have a video on this album. This is an album where my opinion shifted pretty drastically. When I first listened to it, I thought it was really fucking boring. The most uninteresting album ever. I gave it like a 4 out of 10. And then on my re-listen before the video came out, I was like, wait, hold on, this album isn't actually that bad. It's okay, it's like a 6. So I'm interested to come back to this song. I've not really re-listened to this one in particular since those listens of that album, so we will see how this one has shifted in terms of my opinion. I wonder what score I originally gave this one. I don't actually remember. I gave this one a 65 on my first listen. I thought this song was just okay. From mid to slightly bad? Well, it went from mixed negative to mixed positive. I'd say the difference between a 4 and a 6 is also the difference between a 6 and an 8. So let that kind of be the perspective, you know? The difference between like a 44 and a 64 is the difference between a 64 and an 84.
Been drinking far too much, and neither of us mean what we say. Well, you and I collapsed in love, and it looks like we might have made it.
French equals 0, true. French equals immediate docking by 5 points.
What happened to us?
slightly mid to above mid soon. The song's not giving me high hopes about that. This is
infatuated only with ourselves, and neither of us can think straight.
kind of sounds like a gorilla song for some mysterious reason.
Well, you and I.
Yeah, this album's just okay. I'm gonna take Gorillaz over Blur any day. Oh, I remember. I just remembered why I didn't like this album. This album advertises itself as like this satire and commentary on like UK life, like particularly on London as well, like life in a UK city. It like with both a song like Girls and Boys that opens the album and Park Life as well, it really sets itself up to be like this comedic take on UK, like, you know, city life. And it just turns into this absolute drag that does nothing in the way of that at all. There's a handful of tracks that kind of dig into that, but it gets so self-serious, and it kind of loses that satirical charm that a song like Girls and Boys and Park Life have. And it got very irritating. Yeah, the fucking classical influence on the album, yeah. This album should have been way better than it was. Because again, Park Life is great. Girls and Boys is one of my favorite Gorillaz singles, full stop. You could say that this album was a blur, exactly. What other good songs are on this album? I don't even fucking remember, dude. I don't remember. If this album was about Swindon, I would have given it a 10. True. I'm not going to play this as a low. I'm going to play a better example of what this album should have been. It was fucking boring. Right, let's compare that ass to the album that is advertised to you within the first 4 tracks. See, immediately, fun riffing, sweet guitar tone.
Confidence is a preference for the habitual voyeur of what is known as. A morning suit can be avoided if you take a route straight through what is known as. John's got Brewer's Group, he gets intimidated by the dirty pigeons. They love a bit of him.
See what I mean? It's great. It's silly. It's satirical. It actually has something to say about like London life in the 90s. And then the rest of this album is just like, yeah, I guess we can make some other songs. Sure, we can make this out. How long is this album? It's like a fucking hour long or something. It's 16 songs, and the total runtime is 52 minutes. This album could have been trimmed by like 30 minutes, and it would have been way more enjoyable. Yeah, to the end finds itself in like the fucking mix on it tier. I don't have any strong feelings about that track. It's so boring. it doesn't say anything. It doesn't go. Oh fucking hell! It doesn't go anywhere. It literally feels like the most desaturated nothing burger of a Blur song possible, and it's so disappointing that that's what the album turned out to be because it had such promise. It had a crazy amount of promise, and it ended up just being, The album's fine. Compare that to Magic America. What is that? Magic America. Oh, it's a song on the album.
Bill Barrett has a simple dream. He calls it his plan B. Where there are buildings in the sky and the air is sugar-free. And everyone's very friendly. Well, Plan B arrived on a holiday. Took a cab to the shopping mall.
This is the worst, apparently. What, did I give this the lowest score? This actually sounds decent. I gave Magic America a 35. Yeah, this sounds decent so far.
Bought an 8 till he could do neither anymore. Then found love on channel 44. La 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 la. He wants to go to Magic America. La 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 la. He'd like to live in Magic America.
Yeah, I probably up this to about a 7. This is more like what I wanted from the album. It's, again, satirical, silly, has an actual fun, pretty lively instrumental. This is decent. I don't know what I didn't see in this track before. That's pretty good. Up next we have In the End by The Cranberries.
Ain't it strange?
I will.
When everything you wanted was nothing that you wanted in the end. Ain't it strange? When everything you dreamt of was nothing that you dreamt of in the end. Take my hand, take the car, take the clothes, but you can't take the spirit, take the spirit, take the spirit, but you can't.
No. Not from topic videos. Just request streams because I'm tired of getting sent that shit in, you know. If you think they actually like apply to a topic, you can send them in, but don't just send them for the sake of sending them. It has to actually apply.
Ain't it strange when everything you wanted was nothing that you wanted in the end? Ain't it strange when everything you dreamt of was nothing that you dreamt of in the end? Take my hand, take the car, take the clothes, but you can't take the spirit, take the spirit, take the spirit, but you can't.
I'm liking the very soft, almost glossy feel of this song. Very sweet.
Ain't it strange when everything you wanted was nothing that you wanted
What, that's it?
in the end?
Really? That brief of a runtime for a song like that? Really? I thought that was going to go into like a 2-minute instrumental, but no, it just closes itself there. Huh. Okay. That song was decent. It's like a low to solid 7 for me. Pretty track. The Cranberries creating a song that is genuinely quite ethereal, a song that packs a lot of emotion lyrically, and a song that I feel like provides one of the stronger vocal performances I've heard from the lead singer. I forget the lead singer's name. Let me... Where's vocals? Is there no fucking credit for singing? Is it Dolores O'Riordan? Riordan? However you say her name. I think that's her name. Anyway, it provides one of her the better vocal performances I've heard from her as well. I just wish this song wasn't as brief as it was. It really does feel like it just ends, you know? Feels like it sets up something actually pretty engaging and pretty incredible, and it just cuts it off way too soon. I could have, like, really done with another 2 minutes of that track to really just let this instrumental play out, add some new elements into the mix, just allow it to flourish and kind of like spread its wings properly. But it feels like they just kind of cut it too short. They don't really allow it to do that, and as a result, it makes the song feel a little incomplete, and it leaves me kind of with the feeling of, you know, it was a good track, but just ended way too soon. Danny Brown? Danny Brown is not on this list, I'm afraid. This song finds itself in the pretty alright tier. It's good. It's solid. 7 out of 10 territory, but I feel like it could have been a lot more than it was. I just really wish that they extended that and let that instrumental really flourish at the end there. Alright, down to the final two. Up next we have The End by Magdalena Bay, which is a 30-second song.
Wake up. I was thinking about how there's no true end to anything. Everything comes from and goes to the same place. Nowhere. So, if the beginning is the end,
21 or 22 the sound came out.
the end anyway.
2021.
Help you sleep better? Like the rosy haze of an
I love that the album ends with the end and starts at the beginning as well.
Inside of a lie.
Yeah, The End by Magdalena Bay is a fun opener. I just don't even know where I'd put this on the tier list, to be honest. It's a 30-second like introductory piece that actually leads into the opening track. I'd put it in the pretty alright tier. It does its job. It's a fun, like, catchy, I guess, kind of instrumental. Has like some cool pop elements, and I think it does genuinely lead into the actual opener of the track pretty strongly. But you know, I can't really put it any higher because as a song on its own, I'm never going to come back to that shit. So it's pretty alright. Actually, I'll put it in good shit. I'll put it in good shit, actually. I feel like, no, I wouldn't put it down on the same level as these two because it actually does its job really well, whereas these two feel like there could be drastic improvements, but it's still alright. This puts it... No, this goes here. This goes here. Goes in good shit, actually. Yeah. Alright, to finish us off, ladies and gentlemen, the final piece of this 20-track playlist is a 15-minute epic, The End by C418. I've not heard this album yet. I've listened to Volume Alpha. I need to listen to Volume Beta in full. Alright, Sky, thank you for being here. If I end up doing another ranking blank songs, like ranking blank song title, then sure. Getting very immersed. Shit's pretty incredible. It's as good as Volume Alpha so far, dude. But for like topics where I'm like responding to comments and stuff, I'm not gonna do playlists for it. Because then, like, if the playlist is in a certain order, I'm gonna need to do the comments in that order as well. It's just gonna be a pain in the ass. But yeah, for like song title, then sure. Every song titled Yummy. What would be another good title to do that's not the end? And I wouldn't want to do... What was the one that Brad Taste did? I forget. Was it Yummy? It wasn't Yummy, was it? Thirsty, that's it. We need to think of another good title that we could do. Ooh, song's called Untitled. True, that would be fucking fire. Oh damn, really? Huge. Yeah, what's the best long song would be a fun video. Ooh, Hello's not a bad one. Ooh. Fucking hell. Feels like the entire song's like submerged underwater in this part. Yeah, carries the weight of finality into that submerged feeling, absolutely. I'm gonna let you guys choose like an aggregate winner in the Discord, and I'm gonna pick my favorite to go on the tier list. So I'm gonna put a poll up after this track for you guys to vote in the Discord, and then let that go while I talk about what my favorite, like while I rank all the all the songs. Oh my god. An incredibly relaxing track. I don't think it carries as much weight as other tracks on this album that I've already heard, like Tazwell and Aria Math. I think Tazwell is my favorite C418 song, absolutely, and Aria Math is up there within my top 3 or top 2. I feel like this one is a little more sparse. I feel like this one doesn't quite carry that same overwhelming emotion that I get from songs like Aria Math and Tazwell. But it still is a powerful, powerful statement. Holy shit. 15 minutes of why C418 is one of the best ambient artists that I've heard. Easily. I think that this is just some absolutely stunning environment building, some fucking flawless production. Every single sound that's implemented in here, the callbacks to Volume Alpha with the intro and outro kind of turning into this very deeply saddened retrospective, I don't know, of what has come before. Very fitting for a song titled The End. I really love that. I think that did its job basically perfectly, and the only I don't even have any complaints about it. It's a high 9. The 15 minutes absolutely fucking flew by. An incredible ambient piece. Ridiculous. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. Good shit right there. Good shit. I would put The End by C418 up in the highest of highs easily. We're ending with one of the best picks of the day. Absolutely. One of the best on this entire list. This song is an absolute fucking masterpiece of an ambient track, and I cannot believe how good that shit was. I need to listen to Volume Beta soon anyway, but that has made it very evident that I need to get to it sooner rather than later. Alright, I'm going to put the thing up in the Discord, and then I'm going to start... Right, chat, you're going to need to pick one from the top tier to eliminate, and I can probably guess which one you guys are going to want to eliminate, but which of these 5 do you want to eliminate? Because I can only do a 4-pick poll on Discord. I'm guessing it's probably going to end up being In the End, right? Linkin Park. Damn, Beatles, huh? Beatles. Linkin Park. Seeming like it's swaying towards Linkin Park. The Doors. No. Okay, we're getting a handful of outside votes here, but it's seeming like the majority are going for Linkin Park. So we'll remove Linkin Park from this selection. And we will put up a poll for the rest of them. Hold on, let me do the poll here. Great poll. Which was the best of the playlist? The Doors, the Beatles, Phoebe Bridgers, or C418. The poll is now up in the Discord. Here, vote. All right. The poll is now live in the Discord, and now it's time for me to rank all of the songs myself. Coming in last place, the only one to find itself in AIDS in the Form of Music, is the Nate Wants to Battle. This is the end fucking FNAF track. That was some absolutely ass Five Nights at Freddy's metalcore that I never want to listen to again in my life. Following that... God, that's a tough fucking pick between these two. Both are some horrible metal. We got some horrible metal towards the bottom of this across the board. I think that I'll put the Lil Uzi Vert above this because at least it was a more tolerable runtime. The baby metal shit was goofy enough for me to say that I at least was able to get some funny enjoyment out of it. This was just fucking miserable. The Five Finger Death Punch. Absolute ass. Absolute ass. In the ass tier, I'm going to put... The Ken Carson was shorter. I'll put the Ken Carson above the Kings of Leon. The Kings of Leon is just boring, way too drawn out, doesn't do anything interesting. The Ken Carson at least has some like eyebrow raise moments that I can sit there and be like, huh? What? And it's also incredibly short, so, you know, I can't complain too much about that one. At the bottom of the Mixed On It tier... I think I'll keep the Blur at the bottom. After the Blur, I'm going to go Simple Plan. Then I'll put Bullet for My Valentine. Then we'll keep the Sum 41 there, and we'll have the Pearl Jam go at the top. That's how I think I'd place the Mixed on it now. That a lot of these could be interchanged. I feel like a lot of these I have very similar feelings on. They're all incredibly close to each other. Like that could be switched around in any order, and I wouldn't really mind. In the Pretty Alright tier, I would put the Cranberries slightly above the Motorhead. The Motorhead is the one out of the two here that actually had some glaring issues. The Cranberries was more so it was just like a little too short. That isn't like a glaring issue necessarily, but I do feel like the song felt a little unfinished due to that. But the Motorhead had a lot of actual issues with the music on display there, so that's why it finds itself below the Cranberries. Good shit. We'll keep the Magdalena Bay in last place. It is, of course, just a 30-second opener. You know, it's not meant to be even listened to on its own, so I feel like it belongs there. Then we will go... Actually, no, I'll keep the Travis Scott there. The Travis Scott had some mixing issues, but besides that, I just thought it was an absolute banger of a track. Yeah, and despite the minor gripes I had with it, it was pretty fun. And... We'll keep the My Chemical Romance there because when paired with Dead, it is like one of the best album openers in my opinion. And even without Dead, it's still just a fun track that, you know, does the Queen theatrics in a way that's a little darker. And I just find that track endlessly fucking enjoyable. Now for the highest of highs. Coming in last place on the highest of highs, we'll go Linkin Park. Great track in the end, fantastic song. But Linkin Park have better singles on this album, especially, you know, tracks like Paper Cut and One Step Closer. It's not the best Linkin Park song, though I still think it is a pretty incredible track. After that, I'm going to go to the Beatles. The End is a great song. The End is a fantastic song. Great way to close out Abbey Road. Just not my favorite Beatles song, and a far cry from my favorite track on Abbey Road. It's got some great soloing, decent drum solo from Ringo, great guitar licks, fun piano at the end. I think the vocals across the board slap. So it still finds itself in the highest of highs. Just not my absolute favorite of the bunch. After that, we'll go Phoebe Bridgers, just below C418. The track that surprised me the most on this entire list, a song that had an absolutely beautiful build, some of the most real, genuine, gut-wrenching lyrics out of any song on this entire list. This song is making me realize that I need to get to this album, even though it's a little older. I need to get to this one desperately. This shit was peak, and it convinced me that that album is a must-listen for me. Then we're going to go with the C418, just an incredible 15-minute ambient composition. Not even my favorite C418 song on this album, and it still finds itself in second place out of everything on this list. Beautiful shit, masterful, so immersive, 15 minutes absolutely fly by. And then the Doors Sweep, okay? It's literally, it is the song on this list. Fucking, This Is the End. What other song was going to come in first place? One of the best songs of the 60s, in my opinion. An absolutely fucking masterful, ambitious album closer that I can't really think of anything like this that kind of feels like a precursor to a lot of the prog rock of the 70s and moving into like some of the post-rocky stuff of the 80s. Had lots of clear influence on so many bands. For me, you know, the big one I'm going to pick out is Swans. Just an absolutely incredible, murky, very melancholic song that uses its space and its very loose, swingy instrumental incredibly. Such a great build. Jim Morrison's vocals are angelic, heavenly, despite being as dejected and as empty as they are. This is one of like the best songs of all time. Nothing else on this list was realistically going to top it. That is like one of the best songs ever made right there. All right, now let's check the winner of the Discord poll. 13 votes are in. Is there a way for me to close the poll? Well, 13 votes are in. The winner of the poll, based on the people who have voted thus far, is The Doors. Makes sense. Phoebe Bridgers got 0 votes out of the 13. C418 and the Beatles both got 3 votes. But The Doors, it's a pretty obvious winner. I feel like it was a little unfair pinning The Doors up against anything else. The only thing that had like a shot of winning this was like the Beatles or maybe C418. I genuinely did not think that anything else was even going to come close to The Doors. So yeah, Discord W. Well done everyone for letting the right one win. Good shit. Every song title closer. There's lots of song titles I can do. I think the best one is Hello. Hello would be a really fun one to do, and also untitled. I also want to do like title tracks in general for a topic. Check Discord. Oh yeah. The untitled playlist. Yeah, we could do that for the next actual title ranking video. And yeah, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Let me know what your favorite song titled The End is down below in the comments, how you would rank the tracks on this playlist. If you're up for the challenge, it's 20 songs. It's a lot to go through. But yeah, you can find reactions to some of the albums on this list on my channel. I have a live reaction to The Black Parade, my reaction, and re-reaction soon to Abbey Road by The Beatles. You can see my reaction to that Doors album as well. Also, Park Life by Blur. Yeah, you can see my reaction to a handful of the albums in this video. You can find them somewhere on my channel. I'll probably link them in the description as well. Thank you to Space Ashes for editing this video. I greatly appreciate it. Check out my other topic videos in a playlist somewhere around here. And yeah, I will see you all whenever I next stream or upload. Bye-bye. Damn, 2.5 hour recording, ladies and gentlemen. 2.5 hours. Check the most recent comment on the Beatles short. It's going to be someone livid at me, isn't it? Every song with fuck in the title, that would probably go hard. However, I don't know how monetizable that video would be. Lovely. Lovely. I'm not even going to show that. That is just pure vitriol. Wow. That is just someone who is legitimately hates me. Wow. Damn. Fair play. Hate him for the love of the game. That was fun indeed. That was very fun. There's not really anything else I need to do. Maybe gaming stream later. I don't know. We'll have to see about that. There's not going to be any bonus. I'll be back tomorrow with a request stream as per usual. Thank you guys for being here. Rodamar, E. Nunez, Ryan K, Space Ashes, Brandon, Chivo, Johnny. Thank you all so much for being here. Midnight as well. Oh shit, my shit's lagging. Yeah, tomorrow, spiky thing as well. Tomorrow is going to be a request stream as per usual. Song only request stream. Maybe gaming stream later. I think that's all of the blabber I need to do. That's it. Don't need to do any extra talk about an album. What's the next video I'm going to be filming? I don't know what the next video I'm going to be filming is, to be honest. Like, I've got this coming out. I've got the 2 videos Chivo's editing that are coming out. And I've also got the Kanye video that I'm going to be editing through. So it's looking like there's not going to be a filming stream for a little while unless I end up filming another topic video. To send off to be edited in the background, which I probably will at some point within the next 2 weeks or so. Next album reaction, I'm not sure. I think I'd like to break up the Kanye videos, so we'll probably do... I don't know. Yeah, I'd like to break up the Kanye videos and not just have them be like back-to-back. But they're also going to be broken up by the videos that Chivo's editing and also Space Ash's video. I might just do the next Kanye album for an album reaction, honestly. I think I'm just going to do the next Kanye album because that's also... There's going to be a decent gap between the two because of what videos are coming out in between them. So I think that that'll be the next recording video that I do. Shut the fuck up. This worst copy and paste ever. Fucking ARTV had to ban that from his chat. Don't make me have to do it as well. Yeah, anyway, maybe another hip-hop album. Could maybe do like a Travis Scott album or something like that. Or maybe go back to a classic hip-hop album, do like an Eminem. Fucking maybe an Outkast album. Could maybe do It Takes Some Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back. Could also maybe do Low End Theory, Tribe Called Quest. I don't know, I have a lot of hip-hop albums to choose from. I think, actually, no. We'll break up the Learning to Love Hip Hop series, actually. We'll do that as a discography broken up by album. So, yeah, next I'll do either Low End Theory, It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back, or Stankonia. It'll be between those 3 that I do next. I am leaning towards Low End Theory, though, so. Doing Justice for All. I'm good. Right, anyway, no, that is actually going to be it for me. Thank you guys for being here. I will see you probably later for a gaming stream. Not 100% sure just yet, but it's looking highly likely. Thank you all for being here.